What's up guys, this is Sean and today we're going to check out Damayan in Putra Heights. Let's go! We are back here in Putra Heights, and the last time we were here was to review Serasi, and now Serasi, you can look into the construction progress is actually very promising. Now we are actually standing right in front of Giant because the project that we're going to review today, it's located right in front. This will be the project of Damayan, but before that, let's go check out the sales gallery first. We are now at the Glades Plaza, which is right in front of the Glades that we have reviewed before, also within proximity. This will be the sales gallery. But I am very surprised with the commercial components now. Now you will have Jaya Grocer, GB & Co, Ole Ole Bali, all ready for your convenience. Just to get the location of the project right, this is Putra Heights LRT station, and this was the project that we checked out on the previous visit here called Serasi, which is selling really well. Then we also kind of checked out the commercial area, and now the developer has just handed over this refurbishment of this community park. That's great, we'll go and check that out later. In the midst of all this commercial area, right opposite Giant hypermarket, this will be the location of Damayan. So from a different perspective, this will be Giant, which is next to Putra Point Commercial Center. This main highway is actually Elite Highways, and there will be a covered walkway from the project over to the community park, which is about 350 meters away, and the Putra Heights LRT station then will be 650 meters away. However, do take note that next to the project, this will be the pylon. You can see it here. So this is a 1.96 acres plot of land with 308 units, 308 units only. So in the context of the developments of today, right, this is very low density really lah. And this side will be Giant, and this will be the main road that branch into the project. Okay, so from the main road itself, there will be a slip-in road going into the guardhouse from here, and before the security guardhouse, there will be a drop-off here for Grab or friends lah. So this is a nice drop-off before the security checkpoint going in. Then after you come in, this will be the official drop-off. Then for residents to access the car park, this will be the ramp going in. So the ramps are pretty straightforward. It's just a loop going upwards and going downwards. Then for the facilities, they place the swimming pool and the gym and the playground on ground floor. So when the family have their playmates or their visitors to come and hang out with them, right, they don't necessarily have to go up the lift all the way up. So in terms of privacy, I guess that will be better control. Then at the facility, then on the higher floor, this will be the lawn, the barbecue area and some play area, and that's about it. And this is the benefit of being early, also having friends in the development office. So you get drawings like this. This will be the way into the security checkpoint, right? And this will be the drop off. So this will be the first lobby that connects you into the lift lobby via this corridor, okay? And for residents to drop off, then they will go in first, and this will be the second drop off on the front. Then only they will access the lift lobby from the back, and this will be the location of the swimming pool. Then you will have the gym at the side, then the garden here. Then at the ground floor also, you will have the multi-purpose hall that's also connected to the kindergarten. So taking a lift upwards into your floor plate, per floor plate there will be 10 units in total, serviced by 3 lifts. 2 passenger lift, 1 service lift. And when you come out, this will be a double loaded corridor with voids in the center. And the sizes ranges from 838 square feet to 1178 square feet. But there will be 2 types of this size. Mainly the entrance will be different. So one on the right, one from the left. And the unit that we're going to check out today, this will be type B1. 1178 square feet, 3 bedroom and 2 bathroom. So coming into the unit from the foyer going in, this will be the dining kitchen tucked at the side. A massive one. Then you will have the living space, then connected to this humongous balcony. Tucked at the center, this will be the yard space before going into the private spaces of bedroom 1, 2 and the principal bedroom with its ensuite bathroom. The common shared bathroom will be in the center. Coming in from the corridor, this will be the foyer space, and this width is 1.8 meters. So here you can perfectly squeeze in a shoe cabinet nicely going into the unit. Whoa! So the clearance of the door is 1.05 meters, very wide and convenient. And once you come in, the feeling, right, it's so open. Not only that, when you come in, there will be a corner here for you to somewhat put your sideboard, or this can be a personal space for display or for storage, before getting into the kitchen space, the dining space and the living space. So the wall-to-wall width, right, from the dining to the edge of the kitchen space is about 6.4 meters. Just for context, technically the wall-to-wall width for a conventional layout is about 3 meters. This is more than double of the conventional width. And you combo that with a ceiling height of about 2.9 meters. So that gives the resident a very open space to kind of hang out when you are having gatherings especially. So when you are preparing food for your guests, you will still be part of the conversations when they hang out and when they giggle around. You won't be left out. And technically, this is a column, but I like how the design team actually works around it. So this becomes a personal corner or a display corner. This then can be your wet kitchen. Okay, a very nice L-shaped kitchen. And the wall-to-wall width is about 1.83 meters. The wet kitchen itself is about 3.4 in length. It means from the end of the stove to the edge of the fridge, it's that big. Okay, and this also gives you the opportunity to seal up if you want to. If you really cook a lot at home, this will be very helpful. Okay, the location of your fridge. And this will be the location of the basin right next to the window, your workstation, and your hood and hob. But please be mindful that this is a show unit, yeah, so all these are just for reference purposes. But this kind of gives you the idea of the lifestyle that you get with this kind of space arrangements. The width of the living room from wall to wall, then it's a bit smaller than the kitchen side, but this is around 4.3 to 4.4 meters. That's why after you put in such a big sofa set with tables and TV, right, it still looks so spacious. And from that, we will connect over to the balcony space, and this is one of their main selling point for the project. Look at this area. The length of the space is about 4 meters and the width is about 1.9 meters. Very spacious, that's why you can still fit in an outdoor furniture. You just hang out here, and with the right orientation, this will be your morning chill out or your evening chill out space. So they'll be providing floor tiles, then you will have steel handrails built on the curb. And something I like will be the coverage of the glass for the entire facade. Okay, so it's almost from edge to edge. I like it. And the selling price for a freehold unit with such size, these exact units, right, is about 700 over 1,000, depending on which orientation. Are you the intermediate one? Are you the corner unit? Also depending on which floor you are at. And that then becomes a very interesting debate, because at this price range, let's say you add like 100,000 or 200,000 more, right, you can perfectly get an existing sub-sale landed units around Putra Heights. You will have very different living experience. So after speaking to the team just now, they shared that there are a lot of empty nesters, which means that a couple leaving their original landed homes to their growing families of their children, they then move into this particular location where it's easier to manage for them, it's closer to the amenities for them, and it's just way easier to maintain the unit in a single floor format. So you need anything, or you can just go downstairs, you can walk over to Giant Hypermarket, or you can walk to the shop lots. Then if you want an evening stroll, you can just walk to the park. Occasionally you want to go to KL, maybe you can just take a grab to the LRT station, or you can just walk over, but 650 meters lah. It depends how fit you are lah. Another surprising observation here in Putra Heights will be the existence of expats. There's an existing community of Japanese and Koreans around this location due to Kingsley International School. So for families who are planning to send your children to international schools, there's a lot of such amenities nearby this location. And cleverly, they have placed this yard space here, where the width here is about 1.5 meters. You can perfectly put in your washer and dryer, storage space for your sabun and everything else. Then you also have storage space, a proper area to do your laundry. And only with larger layouts, you get to have a clear demarcation between the open spaces and the private spaces. Anyway, the width of the corridor here is 1.2 meters and they are providing 600 by 600 mm tiles going in. This will be the first bedroom. So these two bedrooms are actually similar in size, also similar in window treatments. And the size of the room is about 2.7 to 3.5 meters. So you can perfectly squeeze in a queen size bed with wardrobe, dressing table, bedside table. And they will be providing laminated timber floorings for all bedrooms. Just that, why the windows are so small? I wish they could be bigger. But basically, I like the equal distribution of space between two rooms, since our love for our children should be equal also, ma. Right? Then coming out from the bedrooms, the guests and the bedroom users will be sharing this common bathroom here. And this will be the location of your basin and WC. There will be a shower, full height wall tiles, and a window connected to the void for natural ventilation. But the size of this bathroom is solid. The wall-to-wall width is 1.5, the length is 2.5 meters. Wow, very spacious. And last but not least, going in, this will be the principal bedroom that comes with the principal bathroom. So the wall-to-wall width here is about 2.7 meters and the length is about 4.8 meters. So I would say this is a bit short because the dining and the living was too big lah. But I can still perfectly fit in a king size bed. You have enough space to put in an L-shaped wardrobe on this side and still have space for a dressing table here. Enough circulation space. Just that, similar concerns of the size of the window lah. How I wish it could be bigger for more daylight and ventilation. But just now you can see the window specs pretty solid. Similar treatment of the laminated timber floor going in. This will be the bathroom. Also identical, where you have the basin and WC here, water heater, full height wall tiles with a window. So it's almost identical to the common shared bathroom outside. And I guess that's all for the unit. 4,001 square feet. This is very spacious. It's going to be a very interesting debate between a landed house and this, especially when you don't really want to maintain the garden anymore. Anyway, let's go and check out the site. We are back at site, so opposite will be Giant. This will be the site where you can see the blue hoardings already, and this is located right next to the pylon and the buffer for it. And right next to it there will be a small road, and this will be a 3-lane road that allows us to join into the site itself. So coming in on the left, there will be a slit road in before we go into the guardhouse of the project. Okay, and now what we can see on site, this is a communication tower which is very close to the boundary of the site lah. I think this is just erected, baru siap je. Then there will be a bus stop, and this will be the tower already. So the swimming pool and the gym will be somewhat in front there. Something to highlight will be the infrastructure around this township is very up to date, despite being around for very long already. Putra Heights has always been this location for landed homes. The entire surrounding all landed. So suddenly when you have a high-rise smack in the center between the landed and the commercial, you will get very nice views. You will get unblocked view basically, because all the other towers will be on the other side, closer to Serasi and the LRT station. This one, it's a little bit more private, a little bit more secluded. And in accordance to the site model, also there will be a dedicated zebra crossing right over to Giant itself. So this will be the distance walking over. You will have very nice walkways, you have very wide roads, the center divider, street lamps, landscape, all very well maintained. And we are now right outside the site, so this will be the buffer for the pylon. And the developer will be building shaded walkway all the way straight 300 meters away to the park. And what we can see now, actually the sidewalks are very wide. There's a lot of buffer from the building line. And now we are walking between the shop lots and the project. Okay, so technically this will be the center drop-off, and to kind of add in more convenience for the residents going over to the commercial lot, there will be a small gate in the future. Like you can see, that's the provision of it already, where residents can just come straight down via the lobby, come out here through the side door and come out. You will walk in directly into the commercial lots of Putra Heights already. And now currently you don't see a lot of businesses around the shop lots here, because this is really at the edge of the commercial center. What you can see now is really Kinderland, Think Bright Academy, art studios, a clinic, and that's about it. But I guess when this project is completed in 3 to 4 years time, the dynamics of the businesses here will change. And connecting to the sidewalk also, this will be a space between shop lots, so this is very comfortable. And let's start walking over to the park. What we can see in the surrounding, nothing much there. All are like consultation offices, spare part offices, medical supply offices and things like that. Not much activity at all. Well, that's currently lah. I was actually concerned when this project is located right next to the shop lot, where it will get really busy, so it will get noisy when you have a lot of cars going around, right? But if it's really like that, right, it's not that big of a concern, but maybe let's go to the one facing the field. And after further walking for about 3 to 5 minutes time, we are now in the park. Okay, so this park, in terms of scale, is very sizable. It's new, they just handed over recently. And this is the wood ball garden, actually. Very nice. And you have some sitting areas here for audiences, I guess. But throughout the entire journey, right, there was no retail services available at all. I want to get a drink, I want to eat, nothing. It's all educational facilities and offices, consultation offices. So I guess the site of Damayan has always been the quiet end of the commercial area, because if you were to look, the open car park connecting to the LRT, right, those are the ones that is packed with all the cafes, all the F&B outlets and things like that, all are over that side. You don't have car parks at all. It's all packed and full. Very, very interesting dynamics. Just to let you guys feel the site a little bit, now it's 2 o'clock on site. There's not much cars in the center at all. Within the park, there's nobody, of course, because it's very hot. But I think in the evening, this would be perfect for families to just stroll around. The only high-rise within visibility right now will be Serasi. Okay, so the one building that's under construction right now. The rest is all low-rise shop lots and landed homes. That's about it. I guess that's also why the shop lots around here couldn't do well, because there's just lack of population, in other words. And I guess that's all for this episode. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. So for the 3 things I like, number 1 would be this is part of a master plan development. There will always be connectivity and convenience being thought through by the developer on behalf of the residents, and Damayan seems to have the benefit of both worlds. When we look into Serasi being part of that Putra Heights Central, where you have a few massive blocks all built together right next to the LRT station. Closer to the LRT station, Damayan then seems to be this outlier that's built right at the edge of the entire master plan. This will be that individual tower away from the rest. In terms of privacy, in terms of exclusivity, it will be better, but yet enjoying similar level of convenience. So this has always been the strength of a master planner like this developer itself. You will have everything thought through in terms of infrastructure. Residents also get to enjoy the connectivity of the LRT, but just not exactly walking distance. And that's very close to the second thing. In comparison to Serasi, Damayan is an absolute different project altogether. The density is way lower. You only have 10 units per floor, which includes 30% of SAM units, SAMM, which is Service Apartment Mampu Milik, which is a compliance set by the local authorities, and it's situated away from the rest of the residents. So this is really that in-between product between landed and high-rise apartments within this location. And I guess this would be the result from their market research. If you want entry-level housing, so you have Serasi, but you have the higher density. At this price range also you can have landed link houses, but the issue will be the age of the building, then they will be sub-sale, and the houses requires a little bit more maintenance. Then within the Glades area, you will have also apartments of such, but the price range will be way higher compared to this. So Damayan really fulfills this target segment where it's about 500 to 800 over 1,000. You have the garden units that's about 900 over 1,000. The sizes are slightly smaller than landed link houses, but yet you get to have the facility of the swimming pool and the garden and the gym and things like that. Yet having the walking connectivity to the commercial area and the LRT station. So it's really a lacking component within this township itself, where you want high-end got, you want entry-level got, you want landed got, you want in-between also got, and the in-between here will be Damayan. Last thing I like here then will be the unit layout itself. At 1,001 you will get this massive width when you come in, which is very rare. Kitchen to dining that spans about 6 over meters, then you will have a wall-to-wall width at the living space about 4 meters. And usually this kind of experience you can only get within the corner lot setting of a link house, where you will have the dining, living and dry kitchen in a triangle format, open format. Absolutely amazing. And you combo that with the privacy of 10 units per floor, making this a perfect product for empty nesters. For the 3 things I don't like, then number 1 will be the facilities. This is one of those rare occasions where we have the swimming pool at the gym downstairs, and based on the drawing, the scale of the swimming pool is rather small. I'm just not too sure why they didn't want to locate all the facilities on the elevated facility deck. But at least the level of the pool is slightly higher than the road levels. It's also covered with landscape and fencing. But with this kind of pool design, you can swim during rain lah. Then the second thing, in terms of the micro site condition, where you have the pylon next to you and a buffer to it, so it's a good and bad thing. You're not really next to the pylon structure, but you're just next to the buffer, so you kind of have empty spaces. Also, there's a telecommunication tower very close to site. So if you're concerned about both of them, please make sure you pick the right orientation and the right unit within the tower. In the immediate connection to the commercial area, this then becomes a debate whether you like it or not, because it might be noisy, it might have some concerns on security. It also equals to convenience. Now, I can actually send my kids to daycare without going through the car. I can just walk down with my child, go down to the daycare, then I come back up, then I go and pick him. When I'm done, after I work from home, then I just come back up again. I can bring him, go around makan. If I need to go to Subang Jaya or Putra, I can just take the LRT. And when they are a bit older, I can just fetch them using the car going to the international school. It's pretty convenient, but then it's a debate of whether you like to be that close to commercial areas or not. But based on the current situation, almost 90% of them are being operated as office space, not so much of retail on this side of the commercial area. The one closer to the LRT, all those are then retail based, but the rest here is all mere back of houses, so I don't feel too much of congestion or noise currently, but I don't know, like 3 to 4 years from now. And the third thing will then be at this price range of 7 to 800,000, right? A unit that is about 1,200 square feet is very close to a landed link house around here, which has always been the signature for this location. A lot of people who move to Putra Heights enjoys the serenity, enjoys the privacy, and they work around Puchong ke, Subang ke, KLIA ke. So at this decision junction, would you prefer a landed house compared to this brand new 3-bedroom 1,200 square feet unit? Which one would you pick then? This is then tricky, right? It's not a very clear decision, but in other words, it's also called options lah. So here you will have dedicated car park spaces, you will have facilities, you will have proper security check-ins and check-outs compared to the individual title housing around. You are closer to the LRT, closer to the commercial area, but those definitely you need to drive out. This one you need to pay maintenance, those don't need. But that one requires a little bit more upfront capital, and you need to pay more in terms of renovation. This one you get everything brand new. Yeah, so I don't know which one will be better. So that's the junction right now lah. Like you have an option. Interesting, like which one would you pick then? And I guess that's all for this episode. Do I like the project? It's a very interesting one because it's part of a township project, but yet away from the main cluster of developments. It's located close enough to the LRT station, but not exactly walking distance. It's also a project that is very close to a landed link house in terms of experience and budget. So I'm very perplexed right now. Which one do you want? Nevertheless, this location has always been this quiet, this serene, and this is the condition of the commercial area in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week. Yeah, so people who like Putra Heights really like the location for this quality, which is just a distance away from action. And I guess that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.